والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وصحابته أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العزيز الحكيم. سبحانك لا فهم لنا إلا ما فهمتنا إنك أنت الجواد الكريم. وقل رب زدني علما. قال الإمام النووي رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا بعلومه في الدارين. قال باب النفقة على العيال. قال الله تعالى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ولا المولود له رزقهن وكسوتهن بالمعروف. فقال تعالى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها. وقال تعالى وما أنفقتم من شيء فهو يخلفه. So, very appropriately, Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah tabarak wa ta'ala has mentioned, after the treatment of the womenfolk by their menfolk and the treatment of the menfolk by the womenfolk, now he follows this with the chapter of Bab al-Nafaqati ala al-Iyal, which is basically the chapter of the spending and providing the sustenance and maintenance for the members of the family. And in this context, 3 ayats are mentioned. وَالْمَوْلُودِ لَهُ رِزْقُهُنَّ وَكِسْوَتُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. So, for the one for whom the child has been born, in other words, the father, and this is in the context, in the unfortunate situation that may take place if there's a talaq, and so during the time of the iddat, so it is incumbent upon the men to continue to provide for the women, and not only for the women, for their children as well. And so upon the father is the expenditure for those women, and in this context, kiswatuhunna, meaning their clothing. So that's what the basic necessities, so their clothing, their fooding, their lodging, their basic necessities. And then how is that? It's very interesting also that the Sharia doesn't give us particular amounts. So it's on the husband to spend X amount for clothing, X amount for bil ma'ruf. So the circumstances of the man and the woman, the place, the time, the period, and so forth, all of these things are to be taken into consideration, and appropriately the people should spend in relation to their responsibilities towards their women and to their children. The people who have more wherewithal, then according to their wherewithal, spend. And those who have a more straitened circumstances, they don't have such wherewithal, then accordingly they will spend also according to what they have, what Allah has given them. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not burden someone for responsibility above and beyond what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided for them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very kind and merciful in that. And then ultimately, وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ. And then the final outcome of all of these responsibilities to perform them, it's not simply fulfilling the duties and the rights, but fulfilling these duties and rights, being a service to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala being most grateful to His servants, even though it is we who would need to be grateful to our Master, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Shakur and Halim. And so He mentions that whatever you have spent, which is your responsibility in any case, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yukhlifu, He will give you the recompense thereafter, and He will reward you, and He will replace that. Yukhlifu means He will give you something in lieu of it. And what is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, khayrun wa abqa, is much better, much more valuable, and much more sustainable. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to understand and to obey appropriately. Ameen thumma ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.